So our time is short. Go to me, go with me to the book of child guidance, the homemaker in the kitchen. How many are women? Women inside the house, ladies and women, of course. The high calling of the homemaker in the kitchen. Who is the homemaker? Someone who makes the home, just from the simple definition. I wanted to read something. To the health and happiness of the whole family, nothing is more vital than skill and intelligence on the part of the cook. There must be something called skill and intelligence. Cooking is not just going to the kitchen and beginning to prepare, just like our old parents have done and we have done. That is not cooking. Cooking, we must learn on how to do them, and you must have that intelligence. The science of cooking is not a small matter. The foundation of that which keeps people in health is the medical missionary work of good cooking. In the morning, I heard someone saying that we should begin with building schools and sanitariums and all those, and saying medical missionary work, which is sanitarium. Let me tell us one thing. The work of cooking, presenting healthful meal before your household every day is a work of medical missionary work. And that work is very important. By the way, what is medical missionary work? It's the right arm of the gospel, right? It is an entering wage. It is in the first, second, and third angel's message. It penetrates through the heart of the people so that the people may be able to receive the gospel. One of the things we use, not everyone can be a nurse, not everyone can be able to minister to the sick, not everyone can preach, but there are some people who can do good cooking, and good cooking will be able to penetrate the hearts of men and women, and they may be able to do what? To accept the gospel. One last thing I'm going to read. Scanty, listen to this very carefully. Scanty, ill-cooked food depraves the blood by weakening the blood-making organs. I need a hand being raised. What are the blood-making organs? Anatomy and physiology. Ministry of Healing says, do not be a mother if you cannot understand the anatomy and physiology of the family members, of your own home. How can you minister to your own child or your husband or even yourself if you not understand how the body works or how the body has been built? Yeah? What is the blood-making organ? Don't be afraid. Where the blood is being made. Short balls, the one matters, right? So if you have a scanty prepared food, you're weakening where the blood is made. And when the The places where the blood net is weakened, do you have proper blood? And when you don't have proper blood, do you have proper circulation of blood? And when there is no proper circulation of blood, what happens? In the head, right? Uh-huh. Or it directs the system and brings peace with its accompaniment of irritable nerves and bad tempers. The victims of poor cookery are numbered by thousands and tens of thousands. How many graves might be written died because of poor cooking, died of an abused stomach? What must be cooked well? What must be cooked well? And then it was telling us that almost everyone knows the food we cook is what makes our life, right? What gives the energy, what gives us energy to be able to work. Every organ, brain, nerves, the liver, in fact, to be able to pump the blood very well, they need what? It is the food that is converted to blood, and that blood helps the what? The system to be carried on very well. So I finish my theory. We must know how to do well. There is a place somewhere says, even if a 40 years old, just have that burden of knowing how to do. She says even if she was 40 years old, she would even go to somewhere where she can learn how to do what? Good food. Okay. Because you have the life of your family in your hands. Your own life and the life of your family in your own hands. I wish cannot preach a well balanced gospel without being taught well. Because that helps the brain develop. Your brain cannot develop well if the food you are eating is scanty and ill prepared. Is it true? The reason why many people those who take flesh and those who take these foods that has a lot of passions or brings on animosity. The reason why these preachers they cannot preach the truth of the gospel that can sanctify their hearts is because that they are eating cannot make what God. And then when your blood is dirty, automatically you don't have the brain will not have the energy to uh, use the things you are reading or to grasp the skills that the Lord wants us to have. So today we don't have much. We only have some small ingredients before us. How many cook garlic their homes? Maybe white. White do not cook very well. You don't use corn, maybe white, but now you can. We now can majorly results. If you don't cook even once in a day, then people begin to complain. We are not eating. We don't have to be there. We usually eat rather than people every day feel regretted. And we are talking about the sameness. Sameness, sameness. We every day the same thing, and we keep eating sameness. That is not healthy. You cannot have a sameness every day. You eat them today. Uh, Back then, when we were growing up, we used to eat very light. Even today, some people does that, right? Very large and fat. Some days, very boga, very boga, very. vegetables. But there are many ways on how to prepare, on how to corn. You know, it's not only cooking it as a blend. We can make corn. How do you know how to cook again? How many hours do you cook your belly? 7 hours. It's the same as baby. 7 hours. So we can use our corn not only for belly, change the diet. We're not going to be chocolate belly every day. You can change the diet. So today, simple. We want to prepare very simple corn. Want to prepare very simple corn. We have yellow corn. Yellow corn is Chinese, yellow corn is sweet. How many have tasted yellow corn? It has that sweetness, better than the white one. We have coconut here. We have wheat for binding. We're only going to use it very if we had oats or barley, we have used oats or barley because they are something more who are allergic to gluten. But because we don't have, we're going to use wheat for binding. We have butternut. You can use pumpkin if you like. Generally, for sweetening and oil. You can use honey if you have, or you can use banana. Some people have lots of bananas in their homes. For sweetening, you can use banana. Okay? You can even orange. You don't have one. The orange is not very sweet, so you can add banana and orange. Sometimes when we use banana and orange when we had the it was sweet. So we are going to blend. If you don't have a blender, you can grate the coconut, you can smash. Senior, bananas are also smashed, but because you have a blender, let's take the opportunity. If you have lemon, you can use the lemon bits you grate for preservation. Of course, if you're cooking, this one can stay even for a week or 2 weeks. So if you have lemon or ginger, here we have 3 cups of corn. Ukuna jaggery inaweza chemsha, you can boil so that you may use the water to blend, or you can blend it the way I want to. I want to blend anything because we have to boil it. So it's ratio 3 to 1 for binding. The next step. Mix. So we are going to add salt here, a little oil. When you are baking, the oil is better if you have the lamp. It is better. I always see people adding oil after they added it. The oil will not mix with the flour. So this is better if you add it to the flour. So I'm waiting. We have the we should build the assembly. Because last taken. Was it oats or if you have barley? Yes. That's all. Natumia macho kidogo tu, wewe nikuambie. Bado ngapi? Sawa. This one measures half. Yeah. How many things do you know that can be baked? That you always think. Let me ask you questions. How many things do you know that can be baked? 5 things. My hands. Irish potatoes, cassava can be baked. Sweet potatoes can be baked. I hope you're seeing I'm adding oil to the. Let's use it. So she has grated the lemon peels. We're going to add the dry ingredients. Then after that, now we're going to add this mix. You're at home just playing with things around. Of course, at first, it won't be that perfect. But when you have things like cassava, sweet potato, don't just cook it for children. You cook until they say we are tired of sweet potato and cassava, right? At least sometimes you sweeten for them and bake for them. Baked food children love. They love it so much. Not only children, even adults. Maybe we're doing a very interesting.
What do you mean natural? Organic oven. Kama nyungu yenyewe ni inorganic. Yeah. I think you're asking about something found locally.
We have the money.
Which one is that?
Using sand.
Okay, yeah.
You can use sand. In the US, back then we used sand when we are not having the weather. Because it's not this, it's called manual stuff. The one we use. But you can use the sand. Use superbase. So you buy a very stable superbase. So this one is called, this is well, but we have placed fine with it. And you want to bake it in an oven. It's ready. You don't put it so tight. It will be like what will be very. So it should be soft, just like very baked cakes. Very soft. This one you cannot draw. It can't draw. But when it is placed on the heat will make it to how many even have time to turn it? That's why people have been taught now and then people are calling teachers, teachers. But when they go back home, they do the same thing. We want to be taught on how to do this, on how to do this. But when they go back, someone told me, teach me how to cook tofu. And then she was taught. At the end of the day, when she went home, she's taken 1.5 years without even trying to. Because she says, I don't even have time. It is so tiresome making that food. You see, people want to be taught, but they don't take the effort. Sister White says, if you are a woman and you don't take the effort to do that, then you are destroying the life of what? There is how people cook very fast. Haraka, then they bring to the table and cook. People have no time. When you look at pots like that, that ugali can cook for several hours, can they agree?
No.
There is some that is time wasted, right? Can I wait ugali?
No.
So if you can't do them, it's better if you don't even do what. Try to know. Just stay. But at the end of the day, you will be judged because you knew what to do at the end of the day. You should also we will learn to avoid things. What's the substitutes for meat? We will learn them in the next lesson. Don't have that brush for spreading oil. So you're going to spread with our hands.
If you the I'm sure you just something like
Spread it into oil, this tray, and spread. I'm going to spread it because we have a very small tray. It is only this one. So I'm not going to do the balls. Balls will take a lot of time. We're just going to spread it here, then so that we will not be strong. We just spread. And then I'm cutting them. You don't cut like this as if you're cutting the arm. Just feel like what?
Like nyam.
Kawacha.
Okay. What do you use?
So if you are talking about somebody that I see biscuit
That's for decoration or for decoration or for anything else? Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. What is that? That is only. You that's normal. That's met from the okay. How long will it take? What temperature? How many dollars?
Why don't you finish today?
Why are you feeling the green?
If you put it salty, the inside won't.
That's very nice.
They won't.
It will be thin.
There's a difference between leaven and unleavened breads. Leaven, yeah, and the inside it's always firm very well. But when you do this unleavened, when you get it to be heavy, the inside cannot be
Raised.
because it cannot raise.
This one is right.
So this is unleavened. And so the leaven one must be rebaked.
Maybe to try.
Has to be rebaked so that the yeast may die.
Yes.
Now this one, we are told this one is sweeter
Long lasting.
and doesn't need time like leaven. But leaven is also sweet. We are told it is sweet when cold.
Poison.
Cold. Yeah, when you don't take it when it is cold.
Right. Not on the day of the birthday.
It cannot be digested. That go and read in the Ministry of Healing. When you are doing the unleavened raising bread, it doesn't digest well when it is hot. Or you've never taken more to food. But that one, the yeast jam is not correct, so I don't try eating it. The one from this one. I don't know how to shoot it.
So we can use the vacuum cleaner so that we can rebake again.
The yeast.
Yeast for the yeast. Yeah.
When it is
For the yeast jam. You rebake to do what is called sweet. Vectors. I'm not sure I can use this. Yes, no spread moisture. This is what Sister White says.
yes.
No stain of moisture should remain when you're doing the. You see, that one can stay for very long. You rebake it again, it becomes fresh. It can even stay for a year. That's what the says.
Yeah.
You bake a lot and stays for a year. You just rebake and rebake and rebake. Well, the Propros used to have a very huge spit of baking.
So we only bake the yeast one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how can you bake this one? If you rebake this one, it is more harder than it will become very hard because it has more yeast.
And the rebaking of the yeast should be cut into pieces.
Yeah, small
for
pieces
rebaking,
that the
not like
moisture,
the
moisture, all traces of moisture from done away. Because the bread is hard. You can't bake it.
Okay, just like this.
Any other question?
Okay. What was the ratio?
Let's 3, 4, 3 to 1. 3 to 1. 3 to 1.
1 cup.
If you make biscuit, look for barley. Barley makes crunch. Crunchy. You can add barley with this corn.
With corn.
It makes perfect biscuit. Biscuit. You only have oil on the flour the way you need, and coconut one that taste, or orange. If you want that sweet taste from within, orange. Orange does it. So at the end of the day, you have biscuit that is chewy and sweet and crunchy.
How long does it stay in the
20 to 30 minutes. But if you have manual oven, you want time.
You keep checking.
You keep checking.
Apart from yeast, which one should another need that we can use to in the raising of our bread?
Yeah, when we like the one we do, I think it's after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. We have cereal husk. Have hash or bal. Bal is called
Carbon. Sodium bicarbonate. Carbon.
I know it's called
sodium
bal. Okay, bal is food. Bala, this you go really bala.
It does not
Kama ni gani hiyo?
East Africa. Mwambie utaresearch tu. Hiyo ni ngumu kidogo.
Magadi.
Yes, sodium.
Magadi is different from bala. Use bala. Tunakuli mchanga.
Inawekwa kwa mboga inakatakata.
Kuna magadi inawekwa kwa mboga. Kuna ash inawekwa kwa mboga. Kuna bala.
Potash. Ile ingine ni soda. Potash ambayo.
So, I've used ash. I've used ash to make it sound. I've used psyllium husk
To make it rise.
to make it rise. So both of them.
Can work.
Being told that should we use living yeast that the yeast is alive.
So it must be alive.
It must be alive because automatically when you place it in warm water
It will
with some small amount of sweetener, it has rise. When it has not risen,
it's dead. It's really very
okay.
You say that we use the wheat flour as a binder. The wheat flour to bind because I'm going to say suppose you find the grades, the wheat. If you read out of the wheat itself and then the house.
Like it's sweet.
You need to buy it.
Yeah. It's sweet. You can use oats. Which for those who know how to eat. I've done my research. Someone told me see a must feel.
You see here. Is a husk and cheese. Someone don't make use of plantain.
Plantain, yeah. Plantain I was. Brian told me he did his research. But on and
Oh,
found
really?
that the amount is seeds of plantain.
So we can get that.
Plantain, but that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, he told me that he did his research. So psyllium husk, grinded one is always good. From those who sell, Jackie Mudeo has it at 150. So you ratio, just put some 2 spoons the ratio there. That one is not direct.
All people with questions are now using that mic.
Ask the question. When are you going to put those ones? So you say the child is going to go and I'm seeing it for consider.
Nataka kushika moto. Kwa degrees ngapi ama ionyeshe? Ionyeshe degrees 200. Ah, itakuwa itakuwa tu wavumilivu. Hiyo itakuwa second lot. Wamekuweka na maswali sana.
Anything else? I believe in mostly Marcus ratio. The nation. No, it was confident. What I just given your name is
What we learned initially is that French material today I can't concentrate 20 minutes. Why?
you know that the heat in the oven is concentrated.
Yeah.
By the way, what is the science of
Long.
long several flipping of grades?
You consider the what? Area one. Surface area. Because when I have some grains, their surface area is big. It is small. So you consider the surface area out there. We should calculate the surface area.
I'm asking the science.
Yeah, exactly. The reason why you should do that. Okay.
Why can't we take raw fruits and we take ripe fruits?
No.
We take
Raw grains.
raw grains. We take several fruits. Grains. And science. Those are in plastic that we want to raise with sleep, but then we it's already.
Oh, the school board.
We invented
I will learn this. The grain, the start in the grain, they have to be broken down. They need to become quite, they need quite deep so that they can be. That makes them begins with give them. So for you to break them down in your system, it needs first of all to be efficient because you know how we there is scientific term that not remember well, but I think there is some long chain something there. So you find out the issue.
There is something called the grapefruit. How many have heard of it? The grapefruit.
Milk. Right? Hiyo tunakula sana. No, fresh kabisa.
Shwari.
Kama bado iko na sukari.
Bado kuna sukari. For this to be broken down, the dried grain, for it to be turned back to grape milk, has to go through this. And how does it go through this? Oven imetengenezwa aje? Oven imetengenezwa. Oven imetengenezwa in form like there is heat and there is some, it's called what? Air, right? Air, right? So hewa lazima ingie kwa oven. Hata wenye wanatengeneza the manual oven must have it. That is how the grains pia zina survive. No, the fruits. How fruits zinakuwaje? How does the fruit become ripened? They are on the tree, they have the air, and they have the sunlight. That is what makes the fruit grow, to be sweet.
Okay.
To have that what is called the grape milk. By the raw fruit is not digested in the body. Don't try for any raw fruit.
Fruit or grain.
Raw fruit.
Or unripened.
Unripened, yeah. Unripened fruit. Yeah, that is what I meant. Unripened fruit. You must take like when you want to pull my beach na chungu. It is not digested. It's like the raw grain is not digested. That is the same way the unripe fruit is digested. Because it's milk. In other Manawa, they used to give those things from. Na walikuwa nazikula kama bado ziko na hiyo form of flavor. That's why we have to put several hours to return back to the process of heat and air, breaks it down and returns it back to the grape milk form so that it may be easily digested in the body, just like the fruits are easily digested when they are ripened, right? So that is the science behind cooking several grains. It is not just the surface area we are looking.
I have a question. About acid.
That is
So in one of our classes, you are that oil is not supposed to be exposed to high degrees of heat. And in the oven, it is so hot. And that is oil. And you are the one so that it is not supposed to be exposed to such heat. And now, apparently, why are you using it when you told us never to do so?
balance. The only contact between the country that can bring our electric. So that is my motion. That the temperature that really meeting the office. It's investment. What is happening at that point, right? Probably. If you want to look at the challenges, you have to probably become made that on the seat. That
undergo the same and heat. So there are different changes for body. There are some bodies which can generate more heat than others. Like
Saturated with
palm oil,
yeah,
higher
coconut.
resistance with nature. And so you but when I get higher, please, because they get down the
So
from watching this project and what was the idea is that how it's all in place. I've seen the floor as much as it is under that heat. The deep fried ones, the deep fried oils, I mean, the ones that they usually fry. You think there's some saturation in air. So we are not satisfied for that, but I think that the way the oven is situated for the air to be calculated there, and reduce that if that making that not for you. That's basically the way I had the two answers.
Why is heated oil bad? Yes, which kinds of oil when they are heated?
Hydrogen is so
The one was which? Why is heated?
For me, two things. That teacher told us never eat oil. So that question, I think the same thing still told me not to do so.
Because no, the reason. As my you is more group. Why? You can't I heat oil? I've been honest.
I went and did some research on it, and I found out that both the cold compress and the hydrogenated, it isn't supposed to be heated. Because first of all, you find that the hydrogenated ones, their smoke point is somehow high compared to the cold compressed ones. And the effects of the heat is that when it is heated, they break down and form the carcinogen, which are harmful to our health. And so it is like much more important if we have this whole compress, we shouldn't expose it to heat. It will be much advised that we like it yani tuweke pamoja kidogo kama a little bit of heat because with it the smoke point level it is low compared to that of hydrogenated ones. All of them have an effect because those bonds that they have whenever they're exposed to it they break down.
transfer section.
The breaking down is the issue. You know, in chemistry, we're taught the binding,
That's right.
remember? So the oil has that. When they are heated, they break down and they form free radicals. Free radicals just travel the blood freely, as the name is, the free radicals. And they are cancerous. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
I was trying just to say there is an accurate really great application. So I don't know how we take it. And I don't know how we take it now. Now, the oil is a bit it's not like that here. Because baking is totally different from. Because now if we come into such a decision, it will also be dangerous cooking, even as we put oil on top of the food, which now the food has to do its part by absorbing the oil, and which is okay. So we understand the difference between.
Our time is up.
Yeah,
Our brain is I don't know, it's because of the oven.
it can just be okay later.
But we tested data.
Yeah. As soon as it's ready,
And then you go back down testing how to make what? Cornbread. Go and try it. Notice somebody use the yellow corn. You can use any kind of corn you have.
we still have a question.
Sasa, go and try.
You want to eat bread?
You can use some. Cassava is one corn. You want? One.
Yeah. Lemon peels only.
What is the last with coconut?
Coconut. But inside here it's just for sweetening. Maybe it is making it palate.
Okay, sir. I don't know if I'm the one from Sweden, but confused. But I'm not satisfied with the time. It was all I'm not supposed to be exposed to eat. And that is pain. And that is oil.
And that is hydrogen.
Process.
Well, we are told that but I know even during the prophet time, this, I mean, the position of the maybe if we can just later there was footage that what knew. He said that we do a lot of baking than so maybe he knows how he's going to take care of that one. And then we will do research. It is very true. There are a lot of materials that you can do about fats so that we know exactly.
You are talking.
Let's just end it there.
We shall pray. Thank you so much indeed, Father, for the session we had. Thank you for the knowledge of the living that we may be able to May you give us the grace to be able to walk in your statutes. And may you help us to make sure the land for which that there will be any relation in home. And God have good health, yet we are preaching in one to close the sins that we have. Give us the strength to overcome these things in Jesus' name. Amen.